From beginner to marathon in 14 weeks. Am I going to die? That's what we're going to find out on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed and mark your calendars for December the 14th, because that's when I'm going to be running the Abu Dhabi Marathon. If you're new here, which all of you are, here's the deal. I've neglected my health, my physical wellness completely for the last 5 years, with just a few random bursts of motivation where I'll train for a few weeks, leading me to be in pretty much the worst shape of my entire life. And then a few weeks ago, I had another one of these little bursts of motivation. I went out for a 5k run. It was slow. It was horrendous. I think it took me 27 minutes. Then I went home and decided, let's sign up to a marathon. That was 14 weeks out. 3 weeks have passed. We've got 11 weeks to go, as well as going from zero running to trying to run a marathon in 14 weeks. I'm 37 years old. Fitness just doesn't come back as quickly as it used to. I've got 2 young kids who keep me up at night, and I also own a handful of businesses that require a lot of my time. So, I've got all those things working in my favour. This was never about running a marathon. This was about finding something that was going to get me training again, something that was going to provide me with the initial drive. And that has happened. In the 3 weeks since I've started, I've ran over 150 kilometres. I've trained 6 days a week in those 3 weeks. So that's happening, and I'm really happy about that. But the reality is, because of my personality type, I'm not going into this marathon thinking, I'm looking forward to enjoying it. My first marathon experience. I want to send it, and I want to push the limits, which could be a recipe for disaster. 40 degrees and 90% humidity doesn't help, by the way. So while the last 3 weeks have shown that I am willing to do the work and I can put it in, one thing I don't know is if I'm sometimes doing more harm than good. And I've thought that, especially after my long runs recently. So I reached out to the team at Purdue Performance about a week ago, and I'm getting coached by one of the guys there who's going to help me prepare for this marathon and just make sure that what I'm doing is quality and actually helping me get fitter, allowing me to recover and give me the best opportunity possible to perform well in the marathon. I don't have a goal in mind just because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be capable of, what's realistic, what is underselling myself. So I'm pretty confident that I'm going to run in under 4 hours, but I have nothing to base that on. But how much under 4 hours, I have no idea. Let me know in the comments. For those of you that have ran a marathon before, what did you get in your first marathon? What do you think would be a good target for me to set? I'm thinking over the next few weeks, I'm going to get a better idea. So I've just done today's session, and it was on a treadmill. My track sessions and my tempo sessions have been on the treadmill. I'll put today's on the screen for you right now. Every time I run the treadmill, I feel so strong at decent paces, even though I'm only a couple of weeks in, or considering I'm only a couple of weeks in. But then I just get humbled on the pavement, especially on my long runs. I feel like pace and speed is going to come back quicker for me than endurance and the ability to run far. But it is what it is. It's the reality of going from zero running or any exercise to training for a marathon. So just to give you a really quick insight into these videos, this is very much an introduction video. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to document the journey of training for a marathon. I'm going to share with you my plan, my prep, the sessions themselves, but I'm also going to give you a behind the scenes look at training for the marathon whilst building a business. Right now, we're about to launch V2 of Stridist, which is the software business that I own in the fitness industry that is used by thousands of personal trainers and coaches to grow and grow their online fitness businesses primarily and deliver their service to their clients online. So we're about to launch V2 of that. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes of how we launch, why we're launching, what V2 is, and how that goes. We have a huge online event planned called Project 3x7. There's a secret right now, but I'm going to show you how we get thousands of people enrolled in that and how we're going to help them grow their business. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do to do that and take you behind the scenes of that as well. So behind the scenes of preparing for a marathon whilst running the business, relaunching or launching V2 of Stridist, and also just doing that alongside being a dad and enjoying and living life here in Dubai. There'll be plenty of day in the lifestyle content, taking you to training sessions and showing you them basically, and allowing you to watch me die and suffer. And then hopefully adding plenty of value. If you haven't already done so, I would love it if you would subscribe, obviously support me. I'm going to need it. If there's anything that you want to see from a training perspective, business perspective, life here in Dubai perspective, let me know. And if you've got any advice for running my first marathon, pop it in the comments below.